Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something sick.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
And there were a couple of other things that were similar. Suddenly, things just went blop. And one of them happened last night, which was very, it was a thing that was very, it has a slightly different feel to it in the daylight, but in the nighttime, it was very demanding and very important. And it competes with the wanting to deal with the freight train of sadness that was that strong. And what it was, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It was fine. It wasn't bad or anything, but I must have dozed off at some point and then woken up again with this. And what it was this time was a memory. And it was the kind of memory that when you ask a part, what do you want me to know? Or what do I need to understand? It's that it had that flavor of memory. Here is something you need to understand. Yes. That was kind of the flavor of it. And so, and then that memory generated another sort of related one. And during the night last night, it felt very demanding, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to tell James we're not going to deal with the freight train of sadness because this is really important. So, like I say, in the broad light of day, it doesn't have quite the same pull, but it is. I am pretty interested in it. So,
all right.
What do you reckon?
How about a minute or two of meditation?
Very good idea. And I do want to hear the précis of last time as well. So let's do the meditation and then you can tell me what happened last time.
Okay. I'll set a timer.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. So you want me to go first with a recap?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Here's what I recall. A part wanting to reflect and evaluate more, and another part agitating to make choices. And they were kind of polar, and the agitator said, just make a choice about things and, you can do it, and it's sometimes not even a big deal. Just do it. And the reflector evaluator said, no, we need to be careful and summarize and reflect, and particularly to keep from exposing or excoriating this child, which it had with it a cute little girl who was also multiple ages, including a teenager. And somewhere it seemed to come out of nowhere, as you put it. There was this sadness that came up, and the sadness, and the sadness said, I don't know anything other to do but to overwhelm. It didn't want to unblend from you. And then I mentioned that I would love to get to know it, and it said, why would anybody want to do that?
Right.
And
Right.
I let it know that I assumed it was valuable, and that it was not very well known, as like other parts might have been. And I said we could set up some time to talk with it and get to know it. And it didn't, it's saying, what is all this sharing business about? I don't understand why or how or what that would look like. And it mentioned that I would need to kind of pass a test, and that test would be to have a calmness, and that we would both look out for any sirens and alarm bells. That would be a red flag for us.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, I do. I do recall most of that now. I'd forgotten about the small child.
You gave the small child and the teenager a crocheted butterfly.
Ah, that's right. Oh my God. Oh my God. I did. And the little girl loved it. And the teenager went, all right then.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, that's all pretty appealing as well. Oh gosh. Yeah. Shall I tell you what my blop in the night was?
If you like.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
I don't have a preference about what the parts we go to. So
yeah, okay. I think I need to just to get it out of my head. Sorry, I'm seeing the little one with the butterfly. So it was a memory that I had that came back to me, and it was a memory of playing golf. I've always been pretty good with, what am I trying to say? Physically, I was pretty capable and well coordinated and competent. I did lots of things pretty well. I was a good little gymnast. I was a good swimmer. I was good at table tennis and badminton and, all the schoolyard games. I was, knuckle bones and skipping and elastics and all that stuff. That was what I was good at. That was, so when somebody said, do you want to try out golf? I went, oh yeah, that sounds cool. So we went to play golf, and I was really good at it. I was really good. Like I swung not the bat, what do you call it in golf? The club. I swung the club and it hit the ball and it went in the right direction. And, it was great. I was loving it. And then the people I was with began to say to me, "Are you sure you haven't played golf before? You're fucking around with us." And I'm going, "No, I've never played before." And they said, "Because you're really good." And I kind of went, "Oh, am I?" And they said, "Yeah, you're really good." And from that moment on, it fell apart. I couldn't. Whatever it was that I had that just let me go, hit the ball, it disappeared, and I wasn't doing well anymore.
Okay.
And that triggered another memory of when I was much younger. I would have been in my early 20s. I've never played golf again. I never want to play golf again. I would have been in my early 20s, probably, very early 20s, when that happened. But then that triggered another memory of when I was a kid, probably about, I want to say somewhere between 8 and 10, when I was going to swimming classes. And I love swimming. I absolutely I adore being in the water, because I float very easily, and I love playing in the water and sort of rolling and tumbling, and it's just a most amazing feeling. So I loved being in the water, and I was good at swimming, and but my swimming coach, there was lots of us in the class, but my swimming coach would get frustrated with me because whenever I could, I would pick the outside lane of the swimming pool. And the reason for that was because when he wasn't looking, I could stop and grab hold of the side of the pool and have a little rest.
Mm-hmm.
And when he saw me doing that, I remember his name actually, because I quite liked him. His name was Mr. Meiklejohn. And whenever Mr. Meiklejohn saw me doing that, he would get a flutterboard and throw it at me.
Mm-hmm.
And he was quite a good, quite often it would hit me. It didn't hurt because it was just a flutterboard, but and then I'd go back to swimming again. And I remember one day after class, my mother told me, she said, "Mr. Meiklejohn told me that if you just got a bit of fire in your belly, you'd be a damn good little swimmer." And I didn't really understand what it meant back then, what fire in my belly meant. But I think what he was talking about was, a bit of competitive sort of, which I've never had. Like I did the physical stuff because it felt good and I enjoyed it, but winning a race, like, yeah, okay, whatever, but that's not what I'm here for, or getting the highest marks in gymnastics or whatever it was. That competitive thing has never been there for me. It didn't interest me at all. Yeah, anyway, so those were the two things that popped into my head in the middle of the night, and I went, I have to talk to James about these.
Okay.
And it was very demanding. And the other thing that happened was I thought, who's putting this into my head? Which part of me is putting these things into my head? Like, where has this come from in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
So that's it. That's everything. I'm done now.
Okay. All right. So those are stories that we have not connected to parts yet.
No.
Yeah, so we could do that.
So can we work backwards like that, can we? From a story to a part?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Or we could go to those other parts that we talked about.
Yeah. I tell you, it's 50-50. I think about each of them and they're both really the parts that talk about, the golf and the swimming. They feel more like a puzzle to solve.
Mm-hmm.
The freight train of sadness and the kids with their butterflies feels more like doesn't quite feel like a puzzle to solve. It feels different than that.
At the start of our last conversation, you were mentioning unfinished bits.
Huh. I think, yeah, okay. The figuring out the puzzle bits appeals to my figuring out puzzles part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The kids with their butterflies feels more daunting.
Mm-hmm. And we've already chatted for 45 minutes.
Oh my God, James. I'm so sorry.
No, please don't be sorry. I just wanted to throw that out there. I have no judgment about it. I love talking with you. I'm happy to go beyond an hour. I just wanted you to know.
It's so absurd. Okay, make a choice. Let's go with the freight train of sadness. Let's go there. Because I think that might be more, I don't know. It doesn't even matter why, does it? Let's just do it. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
When you say, by the way, that was very generous of you to say we've been talking. I've been talking. Lordy Lord. Okay.
Okay. So, step one.
Yeah. I can only imagine that. I can't really feel it at the moment. I just have
That's step
not.
one. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I know it happens. I know it happens fast. I know it's I know it's very close all the time. It's not always present, as it were, but it's always close. Never far away.
And it didn't understand why anyone would want to get to know it.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems a bit absurd. Like, what would that gain anybody?
Yeah, is that it?
Sorry?
Is that the part?
Yeah, that's the part. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, the part, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Great. How do you feel towards it?
Nobody's done that before. How do I feel towards that? I'm a bit removed from it, really.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've got to be a bit careful.
Okay. Yeah. And we can check that out with the part. Does that sound like, how one way that we will keep from getting into any sirens and red flags?
Could you say?
By having you be a bit removed, would that make this safer?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
both the part and me know that it's quite dangerous. Oh, no, that's a bit dramatic. But everything around this topic gets hugely dramatic.
Right. It mentioned all it knows how to do is overwhelm is something it said.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And if I get too close, that's what'll happen. And
okay.
Yeah.
So we're thinking of a way to keep that from happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And one way that I can offer is for me to talk to it.
Okay. Genie is okay with that.
And how's the freight train of sadness part feel about that?
It's back to that. Why the fuck would you want to? What's the point? What are you gonna? What do you expect of me? What?
Okay. Would you like me to answer some of those, or try to field some of those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the part is really loud in my voice, and part is talking to you basically. No, sorry,
that's
not
great.
Right now, but it will be. I can feel it. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. And I'd like to first address the things that I expect from it.
Okay.
Okay.
What are they?
It's a big box of nothing. I have no expectations.
Well, that kind of makes my point, doesn't it? That it's kind of pointless then.
Oh. Well, I disagree.
Well, then I don't know what we're going to do. If you don't expect anything and I don't do anything, then we've both got what we expected. So there you go.
I mean, I'm learning from you at the moment. So, and I'm learning about you, and that's my intention. But I don't have any expectations about you or from you. I'm not asking you to be anything that you aren't. I'm not even asking that you engage with me. If you don't want to do this, then we can just say goodbye, and that's okay.
Yeah, no, I don't want to say goodbye. But okay. That's clearer.
Okay.
So this is about you then, not about me. This is about you learning stuff, not about me.
Yeah, I mean that's a big it's about me learning. You know, I have a reason for wanting to learn about you, but that's also not an expectation of you.
Yeah, well, that's pretty weird. That weirds me out.
Yeah, well, then that was your other question, was why are we doing this?
Yeah. Yep, you're going to have to explain that one.
Okay. You want me to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay. You want the long version or the short version?
I don't care. It's your question.
Right. Well, it was your question of why are we doing this?
Well, it's your answer then.
Okay, I'll start with the short version.
Okay.
Parts exist in everyone, and they exist for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we can either figure out that reason and come to know those parts and understand their value, or we can ignore them. Those are kind of the options I think that we have as people.
Yeah, I still don't get why you want to know though. Like what? There's some hidden agenda there.
Okay. I'm just taking some notes so I can try to answer your question clearly. Okay. A hidden agenda. So the agenda is to understand you. The reason for that is to help you connect. And again, that's not an expectation. It's just that you're in a system with a lot of other parts whom I'm sure you're very aware of, but also a self. And that self has something for you and can make your world and your experience better. So if there's an agenda, I think that might be it. That might be my not so hidden reason, is to help people connect with themselves with their parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I get the theory. I think I've heard the theory before.
Yeah, yep.
There's still some sort of motivation that I don't understand.
Okay.
But
how are we doing on the safety thing?
Yeah, we're okay at the minute.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing good.
All right.
The thing of it is, I don't really, I still don't, like, somewhere in there, there's going to be, I'm going to have to do something differently, and I'm going to have to change. That's in there somewhere, and and what I do is, it matters, and
I really don't believe that you have to change.
Well, you said get better. That's a change.
I mean, for you to have what you want, basically.
Well, I've got what I want.
Oh, okay.
I come in and get rid of all those other lot.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do.
Okay.
And I'm good at it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I am. I've done it for a long time, and I know how to make it happen, really quickly. And that's what I do. And it takes her out, and it stops everything, and shuts everything down. And and when you stop everything, it means bad things don't happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to assume pretty much all of that about you, that you have a role that stops bad things from happening.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't even have to know what the bad things are. I just have to. I just have to use my spidey sense to realize they're hanging around. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one reason that you can act so quickly.
Yeah.
You're not, you don't.
It's a pretty cool skill, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking about, like, when you touch a hot stove or something and your hand jumps back before you've even thought. Yeah.
And in fact, there's even a spidey sense that I don't even have to touch the stove anymore. I can just sense the heat from the stove and go, oop, no, shut it down.
Sounds kind of awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
cool
good at it. I'm pretty good.
What's it like for you to be you?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
How is your experience of who you are and your role? Do you like it?
Well, it's pretty, like, there's not many other parts around these parts that I can't deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit of an ego trip.
Yeah, the power that you have.
I got a bit of power. Yeah. Well, it's not power for its own sake, though. It serves a purpose. It serves a purpose.
Yeah. And I get that.
Yeah.
Like even if you're not exactly entirely sure about the purpose, or I'm not, or I don't know the purpose, like I'm assuming that from the start. That was kind of one of the first things I was trying to say is like, I know you're there for a good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to know more, but you don't have to tell me all about it unless you want to.
Like what? Like what? I don't even know what you're referring to. I've told you I come in and shut things down when I don't understand what you want to know.
Honestly, anything. I'd like to know anything about you, your role, what it's like for you, when you decide, how you make that decision, what you want, and yeah, just how you are. But again, you don't have to answer any of that. It's just
it's all right. I don't mind. It's just it's not how my brain works. Like I've never thought about me, because that's not my job. My job is to, pay attention to the spidey sense that something bad's going to happen, and come in and clear the place out. So I don't. Yeah.
I get that. You're not used to this kind of reflecting on your role and
yeah. Like,
I get that.
I don't even know where to start, really.
Well, you mentioned last time that it was a long story.
Well, a long story in terms of it being been around a long time, I guess. I don't even know what I meant when I said that. Maybe that was a different part of me.
How are you feeling right now talking with me?
That's all right. It's good. It's fine.
I like it.
I still don't really get it.
Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to your experience, you mentioned kind of having this power and that there aren't a lot of other parts around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that the other parts are either scared of you or don't like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Both.
Yeah. Okay.
They bugger off when I show up. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is exactly how it's meant to be. That's what they're meant to do. They're behaving correctly.
Right. Yeah. So you're alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But that's how it's meant to be. That's a sign of success.
I understand. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be chatting with any of them.
Right. But you don't mind chatting with me.
No.
I wonder what's the difference.
You don't pose a threat.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to cause a problem. Whereas all those other parts,
Yeah.
potentially they do. I don't even know if they will or not, but they've got the potential to. So, yeah.
Yep. And I agree with you. Parts have the potential to cause problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how would you feel about having Genie's self available also to talk to in the same way that we're talking? Probably in a much deeper way than we're talking, or a much more efficient way.
Well, I thought that I thought Genie was the one I was protecting from these parts.
Oh, how old do you think she was?
She's all the ages.
Yeah.
She's always needed me.
Mm-hmm. And when you show up, it's overwhelming for her, which we've already established. That's kind of the point, right?
That's kind of the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
If there was
a way to do that didn't overwhelm her, and if she didn't need you in that capacity, would you be interested in knowing about that or exploring that?
Well, the only way that could happen is if all those parts bugger off for good.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If there's all those other parts around that pose a potential threat, then it's... I'm not sure I really understand your question. I've lost your question. Sorry.
Okay.
If I could do what? Can you say it again?
Yeah. If you could have more of a direct communication with Genie's self, or if maybe she didn't need the protection to the degree that you feel like she currently does, would you be interested in exploring that? I can explain more about kind of why I'm asking that if you want to know.
Yeah, I just can't conceive of why she wouldn't need
Mm-hmm. Right.
The parts are there.
Mm-hmm.
They pose a risk.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm at a blockage here and I don't understand. There's something I'm not getting.
Okay. Yeah. And what I'm definitely not saying is like she wouldn't need you. I'm not talking at all about eliminating you. I'm not talking about anything like that. And as far as I understand, we can't eliminate parts. So your your kind of ideal scenario where all the other parts bugger off, I don't think that that's possible. And that's one reason why I'm just trying to.
Are you suggesting then that there is a situation in which all those other parts are around, but don't pose a risk, and so I don't have to come in and deal with it?
It's a hypothesis.
And you think that
or it could be dealt with a different way. Again, this is all if you're interested. I'm not telling you what you need to do differently. I'm just saying if there was a way to do it without the overwhelm, or if you were to negotiate or meet with Genie's self, maybe you learn something about her and her relationship with these parts.
I've only got a vague idea of this self thing that you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you saying there's a self that's different from Genie? Is that what it is? That I don't know about?
I think the one who you're protecting, this is just an assumption, and I could be really wrong, but this is pretty common with protective parts, is that they're kind of out of date. That they haven't, that they're usually protecting like a younger part, or they haven't really come to know and understand self. And so a lot of them are working much harder than they need to because they're not aware of self and its qualities. And to learn about that would just be a dialogue. It's just be the same like we're having now. And in fact, it would probably be a lot more efficient and faster because you have that
to learn about self.
You have that telepathy going on inside. How do you feel about all that? Does it sound like crazy or?
It's a bit confusing, I'll have to say. It's a bit confusing.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand the end goal. I still don't understand the.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the reasons I wanted to learn about you is because a lot of times when I learn about a part, I learn that they don't love their jobs, or they would rather do it a different way, or maybe that they're protecting younger parts. And so sometimes that helps me understand, again, what I can do for them, you know?
Right.
So that's just a really essential part of this whole process, is allowing self to understand you. And I don't know, maybe just bring some light to some of those things that either you're not sure about, or if there's anything that you're not thrilled about, or
So I thought I was protecting Genie. That's who I'm protecting.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to explore that more with me, or help me understand that better?
Yeah, what do you want to know?
I want to know, when you say you're protecting her, like, what do you think about her, or who are you protecting? How are you protecting? Why does she need your protection? Can you elaborate on that?
Why does she need protecting?
Hey, I'm trying to understand your concept of her.
Yeah. Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't really remember why.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
It's kind of a habit, actually.
Yeah, you've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a very normal answer. I hear that a lot.
I've gone a bit blank.
Do you want to say more about what you do remember? Like what you do remember about the one that you protect? Or where it started?
I don't know.
You don't have to share anything with me. How are you feeling?
Sad.
Okay. Is there anything I can do to make this space feel safer for you, or is there anything I can do for you?
No, it's fine. I'm fine. It's good. I
care about you being sad.
don't get where I'm meant to be going.
Yeah, I want to help. I want to help you with that. I want to help you understand and build your relationship with Genie, with the system known as Genie, and help you feel like you're more confident, you're more at ease in your place, and you do understand where things are going. If that's what you want.
I don't know what I want.
Okay.
I don't understand.
It's okay.
I feel like there's something I'm meant to be doing and I'm not doing it.
And that sucks. That, I mean,
Because I don't know what it is.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds really hard. I hear that a lot in my own parts. And when I hear that from my own parts, I try to be really present for them.
Yeah.
I mean, you might not be into this kind of thing, but a lot of my parts, I offer them a hug. I offer them a hug and a listen. And I just keep listening and try to help them out.
Yeah.
So I'd offer you a hug if I could, if we were any closer. I think that's what Genie's self can provide for you. She can provide presence, understanding, clarity, and compassion.
That feels good.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. You'd be open to that?
Eh?
You'd be open to that from her?
Yeah, not too close, but yeah.
Yeah. And what she needs from you to do that is for you to not overwhelm her, because you have that power.
Okay.
She's got the power of love and compassion and curiosity and presence. And you've got the power of overwhelm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you'll agree not to overwhelm her, then maybe we can let her see you.
Yeah, she can
Yeah.
come and sit with me.
Yeah. You want to give that a try?
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if she's available. Is there any self-available? Any curiosity and compassion in there?
Yeah, in little flashes, comes and goes.
Yeah.
I can't hold on.
Okay. Is it the sadness that's overwhelming you that makes it hard to hold on to?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the start of that negotiation. Just ask it for a little space.
Ask it for space, yeah.
Yeah. So that you can sit with it.
It's so used to doing what it does.
Yeah. Are you able to show it some of that compassion?
Yeah. Yeah.
How does it respond to that?
Yeah. It relaxes a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. It's a bit antsy about sitting down, actually.
Let it know it can do whatever it wants, so we don't have expectations of it.
Yeah, it's just not used to sitting. It's not a thing it does.
It can have whatever environment it wants.
Well, it needs all those other parts not to be around.
I agree. Can we get them to continue giving you space?
Yeah.
Great. Yep. You could even make a special place for this part with whatever it wants, where it feels safe and away from the other parts.
Yeah. It needs a sort of an empty space, with no distractions.
Yeah, like an empty log cabin. That's what came to my mind.
Yeah, even that's too definite. It just needs it.
Real empty.
Just space, just a space. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Just a blank space. Nothing.
Yeah, that's great. See how much more efficient it is for this part to communicate with you.
Yeah, yeah.
It can show you what it needs.
It needs a space that is got secure boundaries, but those boundaries don't have to look like anything. They just have to be secure so that nothing comes in. And then it can relax a little bit.
How do you feel towards it?
I want to make sure there's nothing else. Like it said, it needs space. And we've got that, but I just need to make sure there's nothing else it needs.
Oh, so you're feeling really caring for it and compassionate towards it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Sounds like
it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go charging in there if it's not got everything. If it's not got everything it doesn't need, it doesn't.
Right.
It really wants there to be nothing else. Nothing else. It just needs to be able to sort of float in the middle of blank space.
Yeah.
Where nothing is troubling it. Nothing is presenting a...
But it still would appreciate your presence in that space.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, it kind of knows that the space doesn't happen if I'm not there, really.
Right.
Okay. I think she's all right.
So she
comes and goes. Sometimes a she, sometimes just a non-specific.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's taking a while for her to get used to this space where nothing's in it.
Yeah, she's been in not that space for a long time.
No, never as far as she remembers. I think she's okay.
You're gonna keep looking out for her and keep revisiting, yes, or wanting to learn about her?
Yes, I'm asking her to look at me. And that's kind of new for her. Yeah. She's not used to looking at me without needing to charge in and shut everything down. But since there's nothing here to shut down.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Earlier, she was worried about there being some kind of hidden agenda or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems to have gone. As long as I can maintain this empty space, with just her and me. It's she finds it quite hard work to just stay. I was going to say stay put, but I don't. It's not quite what it is. Just to stay. She finds it quite hard to stay.
Stay
Believing.
still? Believing.
Yeah. Yeah. To stay still, to stay believing, to stay trusting that this is real.
Yeah. Maybe just acknowledge that. How for how long this hasn't been real for her.
Yeah, totally.
And if we're going to be honest, that who knows what tomorrow will bring, right?
Yeah.
And that unless you both commit to getting back here,
yeah,
then things go back to how it was.
Yeah, and as soon as you mention that, she feels pulled back to that again.
Yeah.
Because that's comfortable. That's
right.
well known and well trodden ground.
Yeah, but it's not quite as comfortable as being here with you.
It's not quite as easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that could be something that we talk about.
Not easy, uncomplicated. It's less complicated. It's not easy. It's actually quite hard, but it's not so complicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more straightforward. There's less stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so an empty space, that's what she needs.
Okay.
With the assurance that nothing can get in.
Would it be helpful to think about, negotiate how to do this in the future, how to get back here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, because she's not quite sure how she got here.
Mm-hmm. I got it all on tape. Sorry.
Did she make the space or did I?
Yeah, who's the space maker? She relaxes her grip so that you're not overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And then you can do all the things self can do.
Yeah. I think I made the space.
Mm-hmm. And you've made it for so many other parts. You've made a lot of spaces.
But I kind of she had to give me the kind of the blueprint, the plan.
Yeah. That's what I was telling her, that
yeah.
if she has things she needs, that someone can provide that.
Yeah, she just didn't know that she needed it. We kind of had to work that out together. Like, she gave me the feeling of what she needed, and she didn't really have words for it, it was just a feeling, which was this kind of empty space kind of feeling.
Sounds nice.
And that's, I guess we're testing it out a bit together, because I'm not,
Right.
she needs to tell me if I've missed anything on the plans. I don't think I have so far.
So you do want to discuss or think about, and it could be with this part or with me or all, how to do this again, how to get here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Jeannie's a bit worried that she'll forget.
Okay.
She's still there. She's still just hanging there, floating. She's just floating in the middle of empty space. It's quite strange. Do you know what it's a bit like? It's a bit like being in water. That's what being in water feels like.
Being in water without competition.
Yeah. 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 And the water is holding you up, and you can just
tumble.
Yeah, tumble and roll and dive and come up again. And yeah, she really likes that. Yeah. Weightlessness. Yeah.
Yeah. She's good at floating.
Yeah. Totally good at floating. She didn't know she was.
Right. And there's all these things that we didn't know about her.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't finding this connection with you and letting herself be seen by you. So I think, to put it in a sentence, to put it in a single step, that is kind of the step, is to, when she shows up and wants to overwhelm, it's asking for space. It's asking for, let me see you.
Huh.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Yeah. Asking for space, asking her to let you see her. When she comes in overwhelmed, she's trying to kick all these other parts out, and she's got a reason to do that.
Yeah.
And self can say, okay, kick them out if you will, but let me.
Right.
Don't kick me out. Let me be with you.
Let's go and be weightless together, because the way she gets rid of the parts, but what she does to help me is to kind of smothers me, kind of weighs me down, actually. Like, what she's doing is kind of in this weightless place is kind of the opposite of what she does to me.
Yeah, it's the opposite of a freight train for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Because what she does to me is the opposite of floating, it's sinking and putting weights on me so that I sink to the bottom, and can't move, and what we're doing now, we've created this space where the opposite happens. And it's weightless. And
And you can show her that. You can show her your experience. Say, look, there's
yeah.
You know, this is what it's like for me when.
Yeah. We're sort of we're kind of discovering this together, like exploring this weightless, floaty, spacey kind of thing together. So when something happens, and I still don't know, I don't think she even knows what the trigger is. Something sets it off.
Right.
And when that happens, we, rather than me being weighted down or her weighting me down, we can make a deal to come back to the floating place. Is that what I want? Is that what we're doing?
Does it feel doable?
I mean, in theory.
Yeah, I mean, that's we're talking about the future. We're talking about theories in a way, but
yeah.
But
I think we'd both enjoy it if we could manage it.
Yeah, me too. I enjoy it when I can manage it with my parts.
Yeah, I think the main problem is going to be the time it took us to get Tia to this floating part compared to the time that it normally takes for her to flatten me out. What she does and what she's used to doing happens in the blink of an eye. And I don't know how long this took, but it wasn't a blink of an eye.
Right. Yep.
And
you're going to just keep shortening that time.
Okay.
Yep.
Practice makes perfect kind of thing. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Remember how she was saying she can tell when the stove's hot even when she doesn't know why, or even when it's not obvious?
Yes.
So that's the other kind of angle here, is we still don't know what's the trigger.
Yes. She knows.
She knows somewhere in her bones she knows.
Yeah,
and
she said
that can be something that you learn from her.
Yeah.
And then you shorten the time in the other direction where you're able to preempt her rather than her beating you to the punch.
Yeah. Okay. So this isn't some idealistic magical thing. This has to be. We have to work this out. This is going to take some.
That's right. This is science. Sorry, I'm calling back to our earlier.
Yeah. And
hey, I wouldn't be doing this if they didn't have clinical outcome studies. So.
But it's so funny. But it also takes effort. It's not it kind of is magical, but it's the kind of magic that you've got to commit to.
It takes time.
Energy, yes. Yeah. Energy and time, yeah. It's not a snap of the finger thing. It's a different kind of magic. Okay.
Okay.
She's willing to do some work on that, and oh gosh, we're both a bit skeptical of it. Oh, not
That's
skeptical, but we haven't done it yet, so we don't know.
Right. Yep. And it's up to the two of you if you will continue doing it, and how much energy you wanna put into it.
Yeah. So we need a high five or something.
Yeah.
to say that we've got somewhere. We're not sure where it is yet.
I mean, high five for me. I'm delighted.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
She's high-fiving you. She's high-fiving you.
I want to thank her for trusting me and letting me ask my silly questions and try to understand her.
The weightless space. We've created the weightless space. That's what we've done. And now we just have to practice getting back there when we need to. And looking at each other.
And there's so much more. There's so much more that you can learn from her. And I mean, you know how it is with parts. It's like there's solving the problem, and then there's falling in love with them and learning how to really work with them, and learning about the other parts that they're protecting and are connected with, and having those insights, those flashes of insight that come, and on and on.
Yeah, it's all. It all feels a bit far in the future, but but she has been doing this for a fuck ton of time. So
try something different.
So it might take a little bit of time to peel back all the layers. She quite likes the weightless room or space or whatever it is. Yeah. She likes being there, just floating.
Got any questions for me, or does she have any questions for me, or requests of me?
She's yes, she has, but she's asking me to say it because she's a little bit she's a bit too cool for school to ask this.
That's great. Yeah.
You'll be around next time, huh?
If you'll have me.
She's not admitting to it, but she wanted me to ask.
Okay. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd really like that.
I think so. I think that would be really good.
Cool.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Wow. Okay, now tell me how much time. Oh my God, how much time?
Our total was 1 hour 45.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Not too bad then.
Yeah.
Not ridiculous.
It's not.
Yeah.
And especially considering all the things all the places we went, all the things we talked about, and and how entrenched this part was, how lost this part was, how long it's been doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
How little you knew it before.
Yeah. Still a lot to figure out, I think, but still a lot to know.
Yeah. I'll send you the call.
Thank you, and I will.
I'll point out how to download it. Yep.
Download. That's what I need to do. Yes. Thank you. Yep.
I'm happy to walk you through that.
Okay, my friend.
Have a wonderful rest of your day, and hope we get to talk soon.
Yeah. You enjoy your evening.
Okay. All right. See you
Thanks,
around.
Dave. See
Bye.
ya. Bye-bye. Whoa.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.